favorite screwball comedy is a movie that a lot of people have never watched called Libel Lady. I think it's brilliant. Every time I watch it, I hear more lines that I missed because their lines go right on top of each other.
Cool. What decade was it in?
It was 1936. William Powell,
Yeah.
Myrtle Loy, Spencer Tracy, Gene Harlan.
Nice.
4 great stars surrounded by great MGM character actors on that MGM lot.
Yeah.
And it is a farce. It is funny, but it's the lines that go on over and over and over again that you just go back and watch. You can't quit laughing at that movie.
Yeah.
And it's not one you laugh until you cry, but you can't quit laughing.
Yeah.
A movie that I put in my top 5, not because it's necessarily the greatest, a great movie as far as production values and other things, but because of significance and importance and how it impacted me, is 1934's Imitation of Life. It deals with racism in 1934.
Yes, I've heard of it.
It is a movie that I think everybody should watch. Claudette Colbert is good, but Louise Beavers, who is the lead black role in that movie, is amazing. But the best role goes to Freddie Washington, who's an actress that nobody's ever heard of.
Yeah.
And she was a mixed race actress at the time who played Louise Beavers' daughters who could pass for white in society and realized that was the only way for her to get ahead.
Oh, wow.
And so she hid who she was. And she told her mother at one point, it's just gut-wrenching at the movie, if you see me on the street, you don't know me.
Oh, no. That's tragic.
And you listen to those lines of dialogue that went on for about a minute there between the meeting of mother and daughter when this woman has figured out, I can pass as white.
Yeah.
And it's the only chance I have.
Yeah.
So that means I have to cut myself off from the people I love, and they can't even acknowledge me.
Oh,
and the mother's response of losing her daughter was powerful. And also, in a sense, the rules that were played back then. It took a lot of courage to make Imitation of Life. Fannie Hurst novel, by the way.
Yeah.
They remade it in the 50s with Sandra Dee and Lana Turner. That's a good movie too, but it doesn't have the impact that the 1934 movie does, I think.
Yeah, understandable. I feel like Sandra Dee doesn't always. She's a great actress, but it's never super in depth.
Yeah, and I think that it was the depth that was brought to. The weak point of that movie is the lead, William Wyler, who's not believable at time, the romantic lead for Claudette Colbert. But it's kind of fun. He was brilliant. He invented the long vacuum later on in life.
Fun.
So you look at those 3 being at the top. Then you're looking at what genre do you want to say that, gosh, this is the movie that really cements it. And action movie, The Adventures of Robin Hood, 1938.
Yeah.
Amazing movie. Perfect. If people watch it, I want them to try to watch it and realize the actors who got hit by arrows really got hit by arrows. They had on breastplates underneath their clothing.
Oh, wow.
And they had to trust, rather than getting paid $8 a day as an extra, the ones who volunteered to get shot got $150.
Oh, my goodness.
And $150 would take you 1/3 of the way to buying a new Ford. So, I mean, that's a lot of money in 1938. And they got hit in the chest.
Oh, my goodness.
Only 2 of them had to go to the hospital.
Well, that's good.
Out of the hundreds that got shot.
Yeah.
But you had to have a lot of faith in the archer.
Yeah.
Who was the world champion archer, shooting off the set and shooting you to do that.
Yeah.
So in that respect, it's Michael Curtiz is his best at directing. The shadows and the sword fight between Basil Rathbone and Errol Flynn are incredible. Olivia de Havilland never looked more beautiful.
Yes, definitely.
I mean, she was breathtaking in that movie. It was, I think, the first pairing of her and Errol Flynn, which would happen like 8 other times. They were always good together. Flynn, who is more of an action-adventure person than he was an actor, I thought was a really good actor in this movie. The background characters were amazing. The stories behind the scenes are incredible. The older folks will love to know when they watch the movie that the horse that Maid Marian, who was Olivia de Havilland, rode on, was named Golden Cloud, and a man who went to see the movie was so impressed by Golden Cloud, he bought the horse. The man's name was Roy Rogers, and the horse became Trigger. So it's the most famous horse in the movies was actually just made his first appearance as Maid Marian's mount on The Adventures of Robin Hood. What comes in fifth is probably pretty interesting in the fact that I'm not going to take a movie that is probably well known. It's not a movie that gets that really great of ratings, but I think I love it for sentimental reasons because of the love story. I mean, it won 4 Academy Awards, so it's obviously well thought of. But that's 1934's It Happened One Night. Claudette Colbert, Clark Gable. Perfect love story. Yeah. Perfect film. Still works today.
Why do you say it's perfect?
You believe they actually would fall in love. It is a woman who didn't get married, who runs away from her wedding. He's the cynical reporter who follows her. It's got all these great scenes in it, and over the course of the movie, where they don't like each other, to falling in love is a wonderful experience.
Yeah.
And you have two diametrically opposed people who are both strong,
yes,
who don't want to give in to the other, and you watch them slowly make compromises. So, those are the 5. If you actually get to other movies that I love, like Bombshell or Dinner at 8, or a lot of modern movies as well, like I think the last 3 Star Trek movies have been incredible. But just for those things, those mean a lot to me.